Hey all, this is 012Boku and my friend here.
I happen to be asshole 76.
Yes,
Best bud ever. And by the way, $250 to Mr. Washi, and I give him back.
Hey, all right. But this man here is actually a friend of mine, and believe it or not, as you guys know, I give a little bit of truth. He is my roommate. Since you see me, he wishes to remain anonymous because of other activities we shall not name.
The stuff they haven't found out about yet.
But basically, they haven't found your Hovel of Toho project, have they?
Well, that and all the miscellaneous lost bodies at the back of the Westover swap meet. Whoops! Did I say that out loud?
Oh, not that we're condoning murder. Let's say that. Thank you. Yeah, come after us, government. I dare you. But anyway, we here. I did not grab the box again, but you guys know when I do a live review for my returning fans, you should know that I'm doing Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and we are on episode 10, believe it or not. And we are on the episode that I think you're not as tight on it as I am, but one that I sort of have a problem with because he was only in it for 10 episodes. And then if you guys know the show, along with the original show and the manga, this is where the bad thing happens to one of everybody's favorite characters. And I'll just say really quick, it's Maes Hughes, voiced by Keiji Fujiwara in Japanese, Sunny Straight in English. And if you didn't like Maes Hughes, there was probably a problem because the way they built it, it was hard not to like the guy. And the original anime gave him so much more, in my opinion. This one, it's like, okay, we get the idea you're a good person. 10 episodes, you're dead.
I know. Only 10 episodes for our boy.
Yeah. And I mean, again, people are like, well, it was only like volume 6 in the manga and everything. But if you guys remember the manga, they added in the extra stuff that Hiromu Arikawa gave us that made him last longer. So a lot of the side stuff that he was in that they cut out because, I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I will say this again. I do like Brotherhood. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite. I do like it, but it is the version of, I just told Jarek this last night, and it was the fact that I said, Jarek, this is DBZ Kai version of Fullmetal Alchemist, and I realized that's what this really is.
Wait a minute. You're the one fan that likes Brotherhood? Blasphemy, heresy. How did you get in here?
I can like both, you jerk. Now let me hit you with my barely written script.
Yeah, you have to remember he had a little bit of a problem with spelling some of the words. English is not our first language.
No, English? What do I mean English? I don't know English. What's English? What's English, Jarek?
I am not filthy baka gaijin. How dare you accuse me of such?
but either way, since we sort of gave that bit away, we'll go through the plot like really quickly, or especially if it's both me and Jarek here doing these things. I want to try to maybe not get as sidetracked and take these back to like an hour reviews of it. I want to make sure that these do somewhat become quick and concise because, and I don't mean to insult any of my fans, but it's like how my friend in Florida put it. People don't have very long attention spans anymore, which ticked me off.
Wait, what are we doing again?
Or I may have said, what?
Berries? Berries? Minecraft?
We just did our own hypocrisy. But either way, guys, on with it. Sorry about that. But the episode starts off with Roy Mustang having a dream about the Ishvalan War and where he wants to move up in the ranks of, being the Führer King and running the entire country. Maes Hughes actually supports him in this, saying it'd be good to see if your kooky ideals could be good for this country. But like he pointed out so greatly, you have to climb the top of the pyramid. And also, Roy Mustang is voiced by Shinichiro Miki, Travis Willingham, as I've said before. And he looks up at the top of the pyramid, and there's Führer Bradley, who does have lines in this episode, voiced by, Hidekatsu Shibata and Ed Blaylock.
Well, I for one support the agenda of tiny mini skirts.
Yes, indeed. Because that was another one in the original too, which that line is gold. Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, like I said, guys, like my friend will drop original from stuff in the originals, as will I, because you can't. I mean, I don't know how everybody hates on the original. I mean, that's probably what upsets me most. Everybody forgets the original anime and they like Brotherhood more. I'm like, the original had a lot of good moments. You guys are leaving out a ton of good stuff. But again, Not going to rant on that here. We'll probably wait for that because as soon as, like I said, I've said it before, and I believe I've told you now, Jarek, which if you want to be a part of, you can. And that is, after Brotherhood's done, we're going into the original.
Oh, hell yes.
Because that's what I want to do. The original had so much good shit. But either way, after that dream took place, you have Riza Hawkeye who comes in, and once again, Tomiko Orikasa calling Quinkenbeard. She says, oh, what were you dreaming? And he's like, nothing, just a lingering memory. Cut to the opening again, and it continues on where Edward Elric, Romy Paku, Vic Mignogna, and Alphonse Elric, Rie Kugamiya, and Maxie Whitehead are telling Maes Hughes, and I think it was, let's see, he's here. Oh, yes, Alex Louis Armstrong, Kenji Utsumi, and Christopher R. Sabat about the homunculi they saw and about the laboratory being destroyed. They're pondering what they should do. Shall along come in, and I'll let you mention him since it's one of our favorite scenes that we talked about yesterday. Who comes in?
Oh, only the greatest Defuda ever.
Yep.
The guy's so badass he murders fucking tanks with a cutlass.
Yeah.
And why? Because alchemy, son.
Yeah. Fuhrer King Bradley comes in, yes, and we both will admit it to you. This will be another side note really quick. We're fans of Fuhrer King Bradley. And again, since this is the spoiler zone, which is why I said this, because I spoil the hell out of things, whether I do it really quick or that. And I just realized we got somebody in our chat. And
hey there.
Yun Rent. Hello. Well, I think they left because nobody's there. But yeah, Yun Rent. Thank you.
Indeed.
That's the first time I've ever gotten something in my chat. Awesome. Yun Rent. I don't know what that is, but I'll thank you for it. Thank you for stopping by for a second.
That's Vunrent.
Oh, Vunrent. Very good. And let's see. Sorry, guys, because this is the first time this happens, so I'm excited about this, even though I know it's stupid. But Yik picking hig. That's got to be a bot. That has got to be a bot.
Well, either that or that's either that or I believe that'd be an Eastern European, like somewhere in the old Germanic states, possibly.
Yeah.
Or possibly a Russian, because look at all them continents.
I've never told you this, Jarek. I get a lot of people from Europe and quite a bit from Russia and the Philippines, believe it or not. Well, so that's pretty interesting.
Well, this is going to sound like an odd admission for myself, but I've actually worked with a lot of Russians, Germans, and Europeans, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Business during work hours, but after hours, party, Franzi boy, shake that thing. Let me see you work that fucking kielbasa, my brother.
Yeah. See, this is why I want to involve my friend Jarek more, because since he's my roommate, he's always wanted to do this with folks. If you guys know Gray Fox, you've heard my voice before, you've heard Jarek, and our other friend Pikachu. We want to do this more. We usually don't have the time, but we get caught up in other things. But like I said, I want to do this stuff because I would like to consider this a career, and also it's fun. And, hey, I'm a writer, so I put it along with that. So I want to include my friend Jarek here a lot more in the reviews because he and I have a passion for this stuff. So Just another side note, we're very passionate. But yeah. Anyway, getting back to it. Sorry for that other rant side tangent. Fuhrer King Bradley comes in, and in an awesome way, he's berating everybody, knowing that they're going after the Philosopher's Stone, and he's getting very serious, especially with Edward and Alphonse Elric. And then he laughs it off, saying, I'm only kidding. Here's a melon for you, Edward, which is very random and great. He just hands him this gift-wrapped melon in a basket.
And you can tell he's trolling the shit out of him because... Spoiler warning, he knows all about the stone. He knows they don't know about the stone. But man, what a chance to just go in there, bust some balls, and then be like, I'm just fucking with you kids.
And as you know, even though he just said that Fuhrer King Bradley knows about it, he plays it off really well. And that's what I've always loved about the original in Brotherhood, because you think this Fuhrer can be trustworthy. I mean, granted, Hiromu Arikawa, I should have figured, because when I looked at an interview with her, Fuhrer King Bradley he's based off several people, but the look is based off Hitler. But hey, as you do.
Well, Hitler, but he actually rocks the gay mustache this time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they didn't give him whatever they call that mustache. I'm glad it's a full mustache and not the whatever that thing is, the tuft of hair.
Well, I like to call it the Austrian autistic mistake.
Yeah, pretty much. Or what the hell did you do with your shaver? but yeah, he basically plays it off saying that his network of informers can't find out what's going on, and people involved with the Philosopher's Stone and Laboratory 5 have disappeared. He basically tells the Elric brothers and Maes Hughes and Alex Louis Armstrong to secrecy, to keep this under wraps, don't do anything, or you could end up dead, but when I call on you, I'll call on you guys. And like a boss, because his secretaries are trying to find him, he takes one little thing of that comical, okay, I gotta get the hell out of here, and he goes out the window.
And I love how he tells them, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm kind of goofing off right now. Do me a solid and don't tell the secretary about this.
Yeah. So we just
nonchalant,
And what last thing on Fear Bradley, Winry comes in and she's like, what's going on, guys? And they're like looking scared, like, a storm just passed. So good stuff. I mean, again, we're a couple of Fear Bradley marks, but he is such a great character in both versions and in the manga. I mean, such a great character. We haven't even gotten any of his best stuff in Brotherhood yet, and there's a lot of good stuff.
And yet he just steals the scene, like in that small moment.
See, that's why I like Fear Bradley, because even when he's in the original, he has that commanding presence that you just love and commands attention. It's like you can't look away. It's great stuff.
Not to mention, he's Alchemist Senator Armstrong with a porn stash.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Hidekatsu, I'll mention it really quick. Hidekatsu Shibata is, because we'll probably go over this again in favorite characters, but Hidekatsu Shibata does a great job. But Ed Blaylock, boss man, I would love to meet you one day just to get your autograph for him. Because, oh man, boss indeed, Ed Blaylock. You do the Fuhrer right.
Plus, I want to just ask him to say, could you please just say tiny mini skirts?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so they're going about their day. Edward wants to head to, what was it, Dublith?
Yeah, Dublith to get more training from his master.
Yeah, which they're deathly afraid of their master, their teacher, as they call him.
For very good reasons.
Her, if you guys know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And Winry's like, oh, where is that? And she's looking at the map. It's like, oh, it's on the way. It's like, what's on the way?
Yeah, Rush Valley.
It's like the home of the what's that?
Automail. The home of Automail.
And she's just geeking out. She's nerdy out. She's just being the cutest little fucking neck geek ever.
And Jarek wasn't here for the Japanese version, but I love the Japanese version because the English version was good, and Caitlin Glass gave a good performance. But the English version, she's like, come on, like that, and just like freaking out with the arms going all over, which I thought was great. And they actually agree to take her because she can't pay for herself, so she sent you to ride with the Elric brothers. And what happens is, this is where the bad stuff starts. We have Maes Hughes back at his branch, trying to research the Philosopher's Stone, looking things into it. There's a side character who works with him named, I don't know if it's Fokker or Fokker, but that's the name of the character. And it was like that in Japanese, so it's like that in both versions, folks. I'm not lying. That's his name.
Well, given the dramatic influences, I'd have to say
probably Fokker.
Yeah.
Fokker. Yeah.
So if I remember, wasn't that how they pronounced Roy Foker's name in the English version of Robotech?
You know what? That was right. So you are right, because he was German, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, Fokker, and then Sheska is still there, and obviously something that Maes Hughes sees sets him off. So he runs out, leaving Fokker and Sheska to wonder what the hell was that. He actually is looking on a map, more maps, and he realizes the deaths are connected with the Philosopher's Stone. I like it in some way, but what sort of sucks is like, in the original, he discovered what was going on at first, and he went to explain it, and you're like, oh shit, this is real. And then it's like, huh. But in this one, they stop him because the reveal's like even bigger than that, which is, it's sort of cool that we didn't get it, but at the same time, I would have wished we would have got just a little bit more without revealing the whole plan. But he finds out something. We don't know what it is, but you guys know what it is if you've seen it. And sadly, we see the shadow of Lust coming in, and she shuts the door on him, getting ready to kill him. Lust being voiced by Kikuko Inoue and Laura Bailey. And it's an awesome thing where she gets him in the shoulder with her fingers, but he threw his knife right in time, got her right in the head. He's sadly walking away injured. Lust, as you know, being a homunculi still alive, she just pulls the knife out and she says, "Damn, that's what I wanted to do to you." And like as you can see, Maes Hughes is trying to rush. He tries to go to the branch to make the call, but realizes it's not safe, so he leaves, leaving the receptionist worried for him because, as you know, he's bleeding out.
Yeah.
Goes to a phone booth, and if you want, Jerk, I will let you explain what happened to him, since I know you're as passionate about what happened there as I was.
Yeah, let's just say anybody who's seen Higurashi season 1, the English version, you know what happens. She finds him, he knows it's her. She, he's trying to make the call. The picture of his wife and daughter fall out. He's about to go reach for his knife, and then she turns into his wife. But it's so cool how like the first person she uses, like his secretary, and he's like,
yeah, Maria Ross.
Yeah, it's like, that's a pretty good impersonation, but you're not the real Maria. It's like, oh really? And how do you know that? Because she has a mole underneath her right eye.
Very good. I was about to cover you on that if you missed it.
And then she's like, I was in such a rush I didn't have time to do it properly. Mm-hmm. But then she sees the picture of his wife and daughter, and we know what happened.
And of course, I'll mention on the side thing, when Maes Hughes found out what happened, it was Envy. Envy stopped talking as Maria Ross and went into his voice as Megumi Takamoto in Japanese. Minami Takayama in Japanese and Wendy Powell in English. So it's so creepy just seeing these other people we know, and then hearing that creepy voice in both Japanese and English just come out and be like, yeah, that's like that. And as he said, he was about to kill Envy, but sadly turned into his wife. And in Envy's voice again says, "See, I got that spot on, didn't I?" And I'm like, oh, man. And he froze up and got shot and killed. And with the usual sick line, you humans are foolish. You're easy to fool. You're idiotic. Because if there's one thing we get, since this is based on the manga, in the manga and in Brotherhood, the homunculi put humans down a lot. A lot. So you will hear that theme as we continue to talk about this. And sadly, it leads to the funeral scene. The very sad funeral scene. Why are they burying Daddy, Mom? Why are they burying Daddy? And
tell him to stop putting dirt on Daddy.
He's got to go to work. And, oh, man. And I'll mention that here because I put him down. Gracia Hughes and Alicia Hughes, voiced by Tomoe Hamba, Anastasia Munoz, and Misato Fuken Shirami, Layer Lee, however you want to say it. And both versions, again, are just sad. It's just... It is a real sad moment, and that's why I can't hate on episode 10. I know it was like, we got to know Maes Hughes enough, but it wasn't fully there. But that ending is just still sad, even though we didn't get the full effect of Maes Hughes, in my opinion. It's just so sad hearing the daughter and the wife just.
And as much as it kills me to hear his daughter just losing it, probably the best scene that encapsulates just how much Hughes Maes meant to everybody is when Risa Hawkeye walks up to General Roy Mustang after the funeral. He's like, I forget what she asked him, but he's like, something about it's a terrible day for like a rain to come down,
or it's about to rain, and she's like, but Colonel, it's not raining yet.
And then you see him crying, and she says, "So it is."
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that. And that's the one time where we actually see Roy Mustang cry, is when he's alone. And actually, as the daughter was crying and complaining, you actually see, Alex Louis Armstrong is shedding tears. He can't contain himself. Fuhrer Bradley is actually shaking, and they didn't give it away in the original anime, but in this one, you'll learn later on. I mean, I won't say it now, but you guys know why he was reacting to that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a good thing.
Yeah, let's just say Envy picked the wrong good boy to kill.
Yeah, oh yeah. And really quick to wrap it up, the whole episode left, you see the Elrics and Winry on a train. They're talking about Hughes and how he kept visiting them, and, Alicia Hughes' pies and quiche. And, just like saying how they have to say thanks and it sucks because he's dead and they can't do that. And then you see Roy Mustang go into the investigation of how Hughes got killed. He goes where he went. He talked with Fokker again and the receptionist, and then he was at the phone booth to where Alex Louis Armstrong comes up, says he can't tell Roy Mustang anything, even though it got heated and Roy Mustang ordered him to say what was going on. But Major Armstrong stays the course. He keeps what the Fuhrer said in mind, but it's like the Elric brothers were here. They were here for a few days, and they're chasing a legend.
Yeah, and Risa Hawkeye picks up on this. She's like, well, I guess we didn't learn anything. And then, of course, Mustang being the Chad he is, he's like, actually, we learned quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes down. It's like, well, for one thing, we know the Elric brothers were here. He was looking into the murder investigation, and we know that that the Fuhrer has been launching his own private investigation into all this.
Yep, or at least he says someone at the top is keeping him silent because I mean they didn't really again show it in the original. I mean we met a few of the top brass, but in Brotherhood 2, what I like about it is we meet more of the top brass. Some are involved, some are not involved, but it's messed up just how many people were embroiled in this messed up plot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean there were quite a few. Let's say not everybody in the military was innocent little nobodies. But that was the plot. Now I know we went over characters a little bit, but now we'll go to characters. I have to say that again, the Elrics were really good in this, and Vic Mignogna, Maxie Whitehead, Romy Paku, Rie Kugamiya, great performances. But I've got to say, we'll start off with it a little bit again. Fuhrer Bradley, even the little bit of scene that he was in here, commanded your presence. He was funny. He was great, comedic. The way that the animators drew him and stuff, just perfect. I mean,
and just the way he goes from ultimate Giga Chad to just like, I was just fucking with you. It's just perfect. Like,
yeah,
dead on.
Yeah,
like from Batman to Alfred the Butler in a heartbeat.
Pretty much. And I also have to say the two other characters to know, because the two other big characters to know, and these are going to be obvious, but of course, got to start off with Maes Hughes. Let's see again, Keiji Fujiwara and Sonny Strait, great performances, just really tugged at you really well, especially when he found out about the homunculi, that whole action scene. And what I liked in Japan that they did that was cool was Sonny Strait plays it off with Envy, like saying, "What the hell are you?" But in Japan, how Keiji Fujiwara did it, he's standing there and he literally says to Envy, "You son of a bitch," meaning how dare you turn into my wife to do this because I can't kill her. And that was cool. What I liked, what Sonny Strait did in English, when he's on the phone and he's getting upset with the receptionist, in Japan, they were playing it off with a bit of comedy, which I think was a little unnecessary there. Sonny Strait played it straight. No pun on the last name, but that's what I'm saying. He played it straightforward. And I actually like that better because it's a high-octane scene. You don't want to lose it. And I like how he did that. But Maes Hughes, what a last performance for episode 10. Sonny Strait, Keiji Fujiwara did a great job in this episode. Anything more you want to add about that?
And whoever did the voice of the daughter of Maes Hughes, God bless you. Yeah. You sold that performance.
Tomoe Hanba. Oh, wait, no. Misato Fuken and Shirami Lei.
Yeah, that really had to be painful to pull off.
Mm-hmm. And finally, the third one, because you can't leave him out, Roy Mustang. Where was he? Shinichiro Miki, Travis Willingham. Both actors performed it really well. Great performances that made you feel the heartstrings. And then when the mystery starts picking up, like Jarek said earlier, shit's gonna get real, and it will. Brotherhood has got some great action scenes with Roy Mustang. So if you guys, like I said, if you guys are watching this and don't want it spoiled all the way, please see it. It's a great anime. But final thoughts. Go ahead if you want to go with the final thoughts first.
I just realized we've been saying it wrong the whole time now.
What?
Don't you know? Next Taco says Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, Brotherhood. But yeah, since you started there, final thoughts of the episode, and then I'll go.
Oh man, Roy and Hughes just proving he's best boy. Fuhrer Bradley stealing the show with no effort, and just Roy Mustang being the heart, man.
Oh, well said, well said. I will say, going off jerk there, a lot of heart in this episode, a lot of good stuff. Again, as you guys know, and I'm not trying to bash Brotherhood, but this episode is where they start compiling a lot of episodes that we've already known together, and bam, 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 and it doesn't slow down, and I hate that, because it's like, wait, breathe a little, breathe. And
George Floyd, he needs air. He's being oppressed by the Fuhrer.
Yeah, like we say, bro. Like I've told you guys before, guys, we're on off the cuff, and with Jarek, it's going to be even more raw off the cuff. But I mean, it's like, it was great stuff. But again, just 10 episodes in, I really think it didn't utilize Maes Hughes as good as it could have been, like in the original. Maybe they did that intentionally, but it was probably done to more establish the relationship with Roy Mustang and Maes Hughes, which I can appreciate. But I liked how in the original, and I'll probably go over it again when we get to the original, but when Maes Hughes died, since Roy Mustang knew him, the Elrics got to know him really well because they helped deliver Alicia. They got to go. I think the Elric brothers were also at the birthday party and a couple other times where they saw him. Plus, Edward had several interactions with Maes Hughes in the original series. There's a part where, and it's always sad too, where Edward thinks he sees Maes Hughes after he dies, and he just waves him by like that, and he looks back and he disappears. And I think Alphonse goes, "What did you see, brother?" "I don't know." And it's like, oh man, it's like the spirit was saying goodbye, and it just, right in the feels. It gets me so hard because
Hughes was kind of like the daddy those two never didn't get to have.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing too, and that's what I like about Brotherhood too. And I'll say on a quick side note, they really did a better job with the father than they did in the original. But you still get in the original why the father did what he did. And I'll say this really quickly too, not that I want to go on a rant. Dante is underrated. Very underrated is the main villain of the show. Dante is very underrated. I don't think people give Dante enough credit. But, father is good, but his motivation does not move me. I just want to become God. Why do you want to become God? Reasons.
Let's just say you go to the original for the plot, and you go to Brotherhood for the Devil May Cry.
For the Devil May Cry and the action, yeah. But not bad. Just a shade under 30 minutes. But that was our review for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 10, Separated Destinations. Again, as always, guys, I know this is a live review and nobody's here right now, but hey, I don't care. But for those who will watch this, if you want, just leave a comment down below. Again, is Brotherhood what you like? Do you like Brotherhood, or are you like a fanboy of the original? Do you like both like me and Jarek? Or, what do you think? Just leave a comment down below and give a thumbs up if you want. And just get the discussion going if you want, guys. But this is 012Boku.
And I'm the Troublemaker Supreme 76.
Yep. And we will see you again next time, guys. Thanks for listening. Deuces.
Deuces. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I do.